Hello, good morning, everyone. It's still morning. We're just going to get ready for the report that is due out shortly. The UK interest rate decision, which is due out at 12 noon GMT +1. I'll just have a quick recap on what happened today. We met this morning. When we met this morning and checked the economic calendar, we knew one, there was European Central Bank monthly report that was due to be announced at 9 a.m. GMT +1, and that has come and gone. So that was a report of high importance that could have affected the Euro-US dollar. But most importantly, we're also aware of the Bank of England interest rate decision that is due out at 12 noon GMT +1. And that's the last report of high importance due out today. As we discussed this morning, the UK is the financial capital of the world, and the interest rate decision from UK, although it will have much of an impact on currencies paired with the pound, it would also have an impact on other currency pairs. So the advice there was to still be careful trading prior till 12 noon GMT +1, even if we're trading the Euro-US dollar. So we'll go to the charts and get ready for the report. So when we met in the morning, the market was trending sideways. We see here where it had crisscrossed the pivot point and the first support, and then was just trending sideways gently. We noticed that the first resistance was clearly outside all this uncertainty in the market. So we decided to place a pending buy order just above the first resistance before the ECB report at 9 a.m. GMT +1 in case the market reacted to the report, but we didn't place any pending sell orders. So as we can see, the market did not break the first resistance, so our pending buy order is still there, and we'll still leave it there. But looking at the market now, the pivot point is still within a sideways trend. And even the first support, because it has been spiked here, we will not be using that at the moment. So we're just going to watch and wait. What we could do is, and this is what I normally do, I will place a marker just below the low point here just to see if the market would form a support itself. But using the pivot point strategy, I would not be using the first support to trade, using the pivot point strategy because it had been compromised there. So I won't be using the first support from the pivot point strategy to trade, and also I won't be using the pivot point 2 because it's within the sideways trend. What I'll do is I'll put a marker there. The low of that candlestick is 36104. Oops. So that's the low. So what I'm just going to say is that if the market is going to form a market support there, so obviously if I have the white line there, if the market forms a support there, I can see it quickly or identify it quickly. Obviously if it does not form a support and the market just falls, then there's nothing I can do. There are no clear sell opportunities. So the only clear opportunity for me to do is to buy just above the first resistance. So that's the only clear opportunity I can see at the moment, is a buy just above the first resistance. There are no clear sell opportunities. And again, that's the trick to trading, or the discipline of trading, is to make sure you only look for clear opportunities to trade. You don't have to force a trade. If there are no clear opportunities, there are no clear opportunities. Do not force a trade, because that's the route to losing a lot of money in the markets, when you try and force a trade and try and look for opportunities where they are not. So again, it's all about the 3 M's. Mind, which is the most important M, and that mind means discipline, controlling your emotions, not being greedy, just sticking to your plan, looking for clear opportunities. If there are no opportunities, you don't trade. And that's all down to your mind and your discipline, or your trading psychology. So it's 12 noon now, and the report has been announced. So you can see there's not much of a reaction at the moment. Let's look at pound dollar. That's pound dollar. So you can see pound dollar 2 has been trending sideways, and you can see pound dollar is more or less the same. The pivot point and the first support are all caught up within the uncertainty in the market. And again, we don't use the second support to trade using the pivot point strategy. So even for the pound dollar 2, there are no clear opportunities, just a buy opportunity above the first resistance. But for the pound dollar, the pivot point and the first support are within the sideways trend. And you just want to avoid trading within any of that. All this uncertainty, you just want to avoid that. Let's go back to Euro US dollar, which is the main market we're focusing on. If you have any questions, do click the hand button or send your questions through the question box while we wait for the market to decide what it's going to do. At the moment, this is just the low point. The market hasn't formed the support yet. The market has to get to that point and get to within plus or minus 2 of that point and go back up. And if it does that, it's now formed the market support, which might then give us an opportunity to trade. But if that happens, I will send you all out an email to let you know that's happened. But obviously, if that doesn't happen and it doesn't form a market support, then there will be no sell opportunities today, just a buy opportunity just above R1. And of course, if the market does not get to R1 by 7 o'clock today, then we'll just delete that order there. But we'll meet again at 8 p.m. To round up the day. Any questions? Good. So if there are no questions, I will leave you all to look after your trades. Like I say, if there are any changes in the plan for today before we meet at 8 p.m., I'll send you all out an email. Otherwise, have a good afternoon and speak to you all later this evening.